Mm, 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 mm. You look at that view. Look at that right there. It's beautiful out here. It's high too. This is like, I don't even know. I'd have to look this up. If I had to guess though, this is at least 900 feet high, this cliff, at least. But anyway, we're about to get started. I just had to let y'all see this. You know, this is one of my spots I come to when I want to clear my head, you know, just unplug just from everything, you know. Instead of listening to music or something with my headphones on, I'd just rather listen to the birds chirp, the wind blow. You know, that's important. Be part of nature, be around nature. All right. So now, let's get to the episode. What's up, everybody? Welcome, all are welcome to the first episode of my new podcast, Press X to Continue. I'm your host, Xavier, aka Zay, aka Zay Flow, aka X. You know, and a little bit about myself. I'm a lot of things: father, husband, rapper, gamer, just all around real one. You know, veteran, expat. You know, I got some stories. You know, I got a lot of stories. You know, and yeah, you know, I've been wanting to start this podcast for a while now, actually, and there's a lot of factors that went into why I didn't. But in the end, it just comes down to excuses, and I know better. You know, very first tattoo ever. Excuses are the refuge for the weak. You know what I mean? So it's time to get started. You know, and so as you can see, because at this point in the video already, I'm at one of my peaceful locations. You know, somewhere I like to go. I like to hike here. Sometimes I ruck here. You know, because I live on a mountain. I'm probably about 4 miles deep in the woods right now, and yeah, I mean, it's really peaceful out here. I'm the only person here. Occasionally I see people out here, but they usually come and go, where I've been out here for hours before. I done worked out on the cliff. You know, I done freaking smoked joints out here. I done done a lot of shit out here, you know, but it's always just to get away, just to unplug. And I'm happy that I'm actually here right now, because I've had a lot going on in my life in the last, I'd say, year, man, like a lot. And that's pretty much the topic of today's video, you know, your mental health, because this place right here really kind of brings me back to where I need to be. Like, I can reset out here, even though I'm only out here for a few hours at a time, if that, but it's critical for my mental health. You know, there's a lot of things critical to my mental health as far as like taking care of myself, but this is definitely one of them, being in nature, period. You know, and so I just want to talk to y'all today about this shit, man, because there's a lot of people out here, especially a lot of dudes, a lot of men, a lot of black men. But this ain't a video just for black men. This is for men and women, period. You know, so if you listen to this, no matter what you're doing, watching this shit in bed at 2 a.m. or fucking getting your kids ready for school, you on the way to work, whatever you're doing, just you ain't even gotta watch it. You know what I mean? You can just listen. But your mental health is important. You know, it's really important, because everything else you do starts here. You know what I mean? It starts up top. So for me, it took me a long time to really understand that I had some issues that needed to be dealt with. You know, I'd really say it wasn't until I became a father that's when I really started understanding, like, okay, there are things that I need to put to bed for good, so that I can ensure that I'm the best father I can possibly be, you know. And parents who are really involved, I'm pretty sure they know what I'm talking about. If you're not a parent, you might not understand it yet, but when you become a parent, you're gonna see, like, man, like, it'll be shit that deep in your subconscious you forgot about, and all of a sudden it come out when you just looking at your baby, you know, and you just like, damn, I forgot about that shit, you know. But it's okay, you know, because we all got problems, you know. So like for me, I've known I had a problem for a while, man. Like, I was in the military. I've got PTSD. I feel like I've lived with PTSD my whole life. You know, I got experiences from my childhood that just molded me into the type of man I am, you know. And a lot of that shit I wish never happened. Some of it, I'm just like, it is what it is, because without it, I wouldn't be the type of person that I am. I wouldn't think how I think, move how I move, and yeah, you know. So it's a double-edged sword, you know, as people like to say, you know. But as far as like the military experience, you know, man, PTSD, man, I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all, man. I got nothing. We keeping it real on this channel right here. You know, a lot of these podcasts, they'll start real, and then they just want the clickbait shit, so they'll just put some outrageous title and just say the most outrageous shit just to get, you know, 10 seconds of fame or whatever. But man, we keeping it real over here, man. You know, the choices I've made and the prices I've paid, man, it's been high. You know, I lost my career in the military, you know, smoking weed, but I was smoking weed because my mental health I wasn't right, you know what I mean? But at that point in my life, I didn't know how to deal, what's the words I'm looking for? I was decompressing in the wrong ways. That's what I was doing. Because I was dealing with so much, and I fucking hated my job. Damn, I hated that shit. You gotta understand, man. Looking at me now, you probably wouldn't think you thinking, I mean, he ain't some super built dude, but he ain't, you know, no little skinny motherfucker or whatever. But you gotta understand, man, I was fucking built. Even within the last year, I'm like fucking 35, 40 pounds lighter. You know, I lost all that muscle. I was really built, but I'm starting that up again, like tonight. So I guess you'll also see that part of the journey, because this is just episode 1. But anyway, I was smoking weed in the military, man, because I hated my fucking job. And then the experiences that I was having doing the job, you know, I was in the Air Force. I was security forces. And just the experiences that I was having, and then even experiences I had on leave or just not with work, but I was in the military, you know, I mean, I done been shot at. I done fucking seen car bombs blow up and fucking police cars get blown up and fucking jets shot out the sky, like real world, man. Like, I done did that shit, seen that shit, you know. Just shit like that. You don't realize, for some people, it could be an instant thing. Whereas to others, they don't even realize it. It's like it creeps in slow, and by the time it gets there, it crept in so slow, it almost seems normal. So now you're like, why am I feeling like this? Because I feel fine, but in reality, you're not fine. Your spirit is telling you, I'm not fine. Something, you need to deal with this, but I didn't know how to deal with it. So what I resorted to smoking weed, and I was smoking hella weed. You gotta understand, bro. Like, military members can't smoke. Reservists might get away with this shit because they go to drill, you know what, twice a month, once a month, some shit, I don't know. I was active duty, nigga. I was on go at all times. Anything could have happened, you know. I've been fucking sent on a mission with 1 day, 2 days notice before, you know. And yeah, I was smoking hella weed, like a lot. I was probably smoking, I'd say probably in like the height of it in the military, I was smoking like probably like, no bullshit, probably about 20 to 40 grams a week, nigga. Like, a week as an active duty military member. That's fucking wild, man. You know? And I remember when I finally got caught, which I got caught because I had a method to pass that shit, which I'm not even gonna go into right now. But I didn't even care. Part of me did want to get caught because I felt free when I was smoking. That's the only time I felt free. You know what I mean? Like, when I had to put that fucking uniform on and go to work, I hated that shit. And it's not because I hated the military. I just hated the job. You know, I didn't even want to be security forces. I was trying to be a PJ. I wanted to be an operator, you know. Initially, I wanted to be in the Army. be a ranger, and then go Green Beret, and then, you know, I wanted to do that fucking, you know, that shit you see in COD and you see in the movies. I wanted to do that shit. That's just me, you know. But I ended up not making it through that shit, so I ended up being security forces because my recruiter, you know, he talking it up, man. You gonna be rappelling out of helicopters and fucking kicking in doors and extracting HVTs. I'm like, hell yeah, what the fuck? Come on. I wanted that shit, you know. It didn't happen. Nah. But the choice that I made to smoke instead of reaching out to a mental health specialist, which I should have, and I remember even talking to one of my homies about it. But there's this stigma in the military, like if you go to mental health, especially in the career field that I was in, because I was in Germany when I got kicked out the military, but I was in Turkey before that, you know, and I had a complete different, the job I was doing was different at those bases. And it's like, man, you know, you gonna fucking, they gonna put you on a DNA roster, you know, you gonna lose your guns and you ain't gonna be able to go do this and blah, blah, blah. So there's this stigma. That's why people, you know, they got this suck it up type attitude. And that's also why I'm not sure, but I'm pretty fucking sure at the same time, security forces has the highest suicide rate in the whole Air Force. For that reason, because people are afraid to reach out to get help for whatever they're dealing with, because they feel like if I go ask for help, I'm going to be looked at as a weak link, and now that's going to follow me throughout my career. I can get this shit squared away, and I'm like, okay, I'm good to go. You know, I talked to a therapist. I'm feeling better than ever, but there's this dark cloud, this stigma about you now that people who want to do 20, 30 years, however fucking long they do, is with them now, you know, or they might try to cross-train. Let's say they just want to become like an intelligence officer or some shit, which, you know, they got a top secret clearance. Now they might feel like, well, damn, that's going to hurt my chances of getting into intel because they're going to think I'm fucking crazy, which, by the way, all the intel people I met had some fucking issues. I don't care what nobody say. You know, I ain't meet too many of them, but the ones that I did meet and talk to, they had some fucking problems. They were really smart people, but the shit that they were seeing every single day, they had problems. Like, I didn't know this dude, but I remember meeting this dude and thinking he was weird as fuck. You know, he was like, dude, I worked 12-hour shifts in a fucking room with no windows in this whole fucking, I don't know if it was just the room or the building, but it was no windows. He said, bro, it's painted as if it's outside. Like, they have trees and sunshine and shit painted on the walls because they're not exposed to the elements while they're at work, because the shit that they're doing is so, you know, top secret or whatever. They had issues, man, you know, but that's a big problem in the military. And I don't want this video to just be about the military, but that's just my experience with it, man. But even outside of the military, we'll talk after the military, man. I went through a lot, you know what I mean? Because once I got in trouble and then I dealt with that with my leadership, okay, you get discharged. I got a general under honorable conditions. I stayed in Europe. As crazy as that fucking sounds, man. There's a lot of reasons I stayed, you know. I was in a relationship with this girl at that point, which she played a part in me smoking because she was a stoner. But I bear the responsibility. You know, I've never blamed somebody else, or especially her, for the reason I smoked. Now, was she passing me joints and like, hey, let's go smoke? Yes. But it was still me who rolled that shit, who bought that shit, who smoked that shit, who loved that shit, who saying, let's go get some more. Like, I did that shit. So, you know, accountability, you know, that's make no mistake, I'm 100% accountable for the actions that I took, you know. But I stayed in Europe because I'm thinking her and I finna, you know, have whatever going on with our lives. That shit didn't work out, which that'll be part of another video, because I went through a lot, man. Nigga became homeless in fucking Germany. Niggas talk about becoming homeless wherever they at, you know. They usually talking about the U.S. But can you imagine having no family whatsoever, not just in the country, nigga, on the whole continent, the whole fucking continent, and you become homeless. I fucking clawed my way out the abyss, bro. I clawed my way out that shit. And I fucking, got on my feet. Met my girl now. She my wife now. We got a son, I've done a lot of 180s in my life. I can say that much. I'll put it like that, But, yeah, man. You got to take care of your mental health. Because if you don't, that shit is going to wear you down. I promise. I don't care how strong you are. You can be I'm the most fucking stubborn bastard on earth. I don't care. If your mental health ain't right, eventually it's going to wear you down. Because I done spent many nights in a dark room contemplating all my actions and my worthiness of even fucking being alive, man. Like, am I wasting God's time? Even, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm not making strides to fulfill my potential, that's the ultimate sin. Because I know it about myself. I'm so much more capable of I'm capable of whatever the fuck I want to. That's the crazy shit. I know it. But I allow myself to fall into, damn, I just had the word. I allow myself to fall into these bad habits. I'll say that because I can't think of the word right now. That they drift me away from what I'm supposed to be doing, from my higher self, a higher version of myself. That's what I'm always striving to be, in tune with a higher version of myself, because every level I go up, I'm getting closer to the Almighty, which is closer to perfection. You see what I'm saying? So, it's like, for example, starting something and not finishing it. I said I was going to start this podcast last fucking year. I even went to a damn podcast Q&A, you know what I mean? Shout out to Finesse from Rich and Unemployed. I went to some shit that he was a part of when he did the Q&A. Him and David Shannon, I believe that's his name. That was his mentor. They gave a lot of it. So check their podcast out and look for their events. I went to the one in Atlanta because, I'm from Tennessee. I was living in Nashville. I went back to the U.S. for a year, worked there, went through more shit there, decided to come back to Europe. And, I told myself last year I was going to start this shit. I went to that Q&A shit. That was like at the beginning of this year, man. And I just felt like I had every excuse. Well, I can't start it because I ain't got this. I can't start it because I ain't got this. Or this ain't right. I ain't got the right background. I ain't got the right equipment. But you know what? I'm like, fuck it, man. I'm going to just start this shit. It's a journey. This shit's a journey. If you're not willing to take the first step, how the fuck can you expect to get to the finish line? You know what I mean? So I just said, fuck it. I got my equipment. I came out here. This ain't no perfect video, and every video ain't gonna be like this, as far as like this angle or the location or where I'm wearing, because sometimes I'm finna be dripped out, finna be in the house, got my, shit laid out, got the lights and everything. Depending on the topic of discussion, the atmosphere is gonna fit. But the point being, it has to get started. The editing might not be too good on this one, or I might be just whatever, because I'm gonna go back and review this, and I'm gonna see my mannerisms. I'm gonna see everything that you're seeing, but I'm gonna work on it and fix it. So if you stick with me and you watch me grow and grow and grow and grow and grow, we're gonna be able to look back at this shit. I'm probably even gonna put some clips up like, damn, look at that fucking amateur right there, but now look at me, because one thing I know about myself, man, I'm destined for greatness, nigga. It's tatted on me, you know what I mean? Greatness. I'm destined for greatness, and I'm gonna be a millionaire, and make no mistake, I'm not in this shit for the money, but the money come with it. I'm not gonna turn it away. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be a fucking millionaire, you know what I mean? Let me get about 20 million. I'm fucking cool. Family, home base good, grandkids gonna be good, great grandkids gonna be good, you know what I mean? Like, mom, sisters, the people I want to take care of are gonna be good, But yeah, it all starts with the first step. So never allow yourself to get in your own way. We all do it. But you got to get yourself out the way. That your old self, the self you tired of seeing in the mirror, the self like this annoying motherfucker is stopping me from getting to that point. You got to just push that motherfucker off that cliff right there. You put the cliff I showed you in the beginning of this video, push that motherfucker off and say, that's dead. This is the new me, you know. So whether it's you want to get in the gym, you want to gain weight, you want to lose weight, that's all cool. Start that. But if your mental health ain't right, man, that has to come first. And make no mistake, I know that going to the gym is definitely good for your mental health because it was great for mine, you know. But I'm at a point right now, not only am I about to get back into the gym, I'm going to go find a therapist. No bullshit. I'm going to go find a therapist because I have issues. I have issues, you know. I ain't no fucking serial killer, no shit like that, man. But like I said, I done been around explosions. I done been stabbed twice, shot at. I done fucking working security. I done responded to active shooters. I done fucking had big ass Bowie knives pulled out on me, man. Dude really had to drop on me that day. That's another video we can do. You know, we can talk about that in another video. You know, I done fucking fought Nazis and all kinds of shit, man. I have done a lot, you know. Almost been hit by a car. I done been home alone. Niggas ran into the, you know, kicked the door in, run in, bro. I got some stories, man, you know. So, I ain't gonna keep it too long on this video. Just make sure you take care of yourself. You know, ladies, take care of yourself. Men, take care of yourself. Mentally, it all starts here. Everything you do starts here. You decide to go get a glass of water, nigga, your brain knew it first. You decide, oh, this building's on fire, I need to get out. Your brain knew it first. Everything you do starts here. So if this ain't working, if this starts bad, everything else is gonna be bad. So take care of this. You know, if you feel like I can't talk to a therapist, I'm not ready, or I can't afford it, man, look, I promise you, bro. There's somebody in your life that you can talk to. And if there's not, I tell you what, man, if you got nobody to fucking talk to, nigga, damn it, email me. I'll fucking talk to you. And I'm a stranger. I ain't gonna pass judgment on you. I'm for damn sure not gonna pass judgment on you. You know, because we really in the same boat. So take care of yourself. Stay tuned for the next episode, you know, and bear with me. I know that this is kind of rough, you know, like, damn, this nigga in the fucking woods and shit, you know, just bear with me as I start this journey, you know. Be my co-pilot, be my passengers, come with me, you know. And if you like this video, you like the topic, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell if you want to hear what's going to be happening next on the next video, which I don't know. I just go off of whatever the fuck I'm feeling. But yeah, if you riding with me, be sure to press X to continue when you see that next video. All right. Peace and blessings.